Tonight I'm going to simmer some chicken soup for the week ahead, and I'm going to use a Purdue brand of fresh cuts, and this is diced chicken breast. So these are small pieces already cut up for convenience, and I'm going to start by browning them in a pan with a little olive oil. Using my Copper Chef large square pan tonight, and just put a little olive oil to get the meat started. Turn the heat on. Now the Purdue diced chicken is nice bite-sized pieces. We may end up cutting a few of them up as we go, but I'm just going to start browning them in the oil to seal in the juices of each piece of chicken. So then we'll end up boiling this with some other vegetables, and this way the chicken will stay nice and tender. This meat is a little more expensive than cutting up your own, of course, but it's a very nice little convenience, and I actually get coupons for Purdue, and that's why I gravitate to these convenience type pieces of meat every once in a while. I think a Sunday night is a nice time to look in your refrigerator and see what kind of small amounts of vegetables and things you have. I'm going to throw in an onion here, and I have some shredded carrots. I'm going to put in some of that too. When you can use all the pieces of vegetables and things that you have left over in the refrigerator for the week, and putting them in a soup is the best way to use odds and ends and still get a really delicious outcome. Alright, let's toss this chicken around a little bit. It's starting to get a nice brown edge, and I'm not going to cook it thoroughly like this, just enough to seal in the juices. In the meantime, we're going to start throwing in that onion chopped up into little pieces. And throw in a handful of shredded carrots. Like that. Okay, what's in your refrigerator? Here's a couple things in mine. I have some leftover baby bok choy. These are really nice to put in soup. They're not too big, and they have some nice greens on there. So I'm going to wash these real good and cut them up into bite-sized pieces and throw them into my soup. Now, each bok choy I like to cut off the bottom ends, because sometimes that has a sandy texture in there from how they're grown. Although I've learned from my last bok choy recipe that all over the United States these are not always grown in sand. However, clean them good before you put them in, and let's cut them kind of like chunks of celery. We'll use all the greens, we'll cut them too. Alright, another stir around here. You can smell the onions now, it smells so good. Alright, here's a plate full of cut up bok choy. This is the size that I cut them up to, kind of small bits. One more piece to put in. Here's the other piece. So delicious. This adds a lot of flavor, a lot of nutrition. Woohoo! Alright, we're going to get a good start for the week with a nice healthy soup for lunch. Alright, now some of these chicken pieces at this point I am going to cut in half. They're a little bigger than I expected. I never tried the diced chicken size before, but they're trimmed beautifully. There's no fat on them. just a little bit large for a spoon. So I'll make a couple smaller pieces out of them. Alright, what else do you have in your fridge from the week that has passed? Last night I made king crab legs and green beans, and this is leftover green beans that I hadn't used when I cooked that last night, so I'm going to take these and cut them in half. They're nice for soup. They're thin French green beans. And that's a nice little add-in, an example of something that you don't want anything to go to waste, and you can use it and make something beautiful out of it. Alright. Next I have a handful of baby corn from a stir-fry recipe. I'm going to break these in half, and I'll use that. Alright, I'm going to add a bag of petite peas. These are from the freezer. I'm going to add a bag of southwestern corn. This is peppers, corn. It's a nice mixture. Look at it, green peppers, red peppers. There's a lot of peppers in there, and also some onions. So that's a nice little blend to add to this soup. I bought this container of Italian herbs. I couldn't get all the fresh herbs that I wanted yesterday when I went to the store, so I bought this mixture. And these are really nice. You can buy them separately, but this is a blend, and it says lightly dried on the container, and you can see how moist they are. You know, this is a wonderful way to add herbs to your soup, because now you have several different herbs in this one container, and you don't have to chop, and you don't have to use dried herbs because these are nice and fresh. This one contains parsley, basil, oregano, and some salt. You can add more salt at this point. I'm going to add some pepper. I'm also going to add some turmeric and some garlic powder. You could just as well add some fresh garlic, but I'm adding the powder here today, and some nice rich turmeric. This is a nice healthy blend to add. Lots of flavor, rich color. Now I'd say it's time to add some broth. Now, a lot of times, if I'm cooking the chicken, I don't add chicken broth, but this time I'm adding a bone broth. This is a nice chicken broth made from Wegmans. It's actually a bone broth, and it's organic. It's made from organic chickens, but it also has organic vegetables in it too. And it's really tasty. You can just sip this broth, a little soup by itself, or you can mix it in with your other cooking, but you don't have to mix it with water. It's made to use just like this. However, as we cook this soup and I add a little bit of pasta here at the end, I'm also going to add some water. So let's stir this up. Alright, let's add some more water here. Now if you like your vegetables without the meat, You know you could make this whole pot also delicious without the chicken in it. Everything else the same. So feel free to go that way if you'd like to. I like putting the turmeric in there because it gives that lovely golden color. Alright, I'm going to let this simmer for a little bit, cooking the vegetables, and then in a little while I'll add some pasta. I'll show you how it looks then. Okay, we have a nice simmer going on here. The vegetables are cooking very nicely and the chicken is too. So I have this pasta, it's number 55, ditalini. It's a very small little tube. So we're going to add this. It's kind of petite. It won't overpower all these nice vegetables. And I'm just going to add about half the bag. Something like that. Stir them in there and let them start to absorb the nice, delicious broth. Oh boy, gonna be good, gonna be good. So make this recipe your own, use your own vegetables that you have left over for the week, and turn it into a nutritious meal for the beginning of your work week. Alright, I think our soup is ready. Everything looks great. Now this is rather thick. We could add some more water, or after it cools I think I'll add some water, because we're going to eat this tomorrow instead of tonight. So I'll let it cool off and then we'll add some water for heating it up tomorrow. Let's take a nice bowl of this just to taste it anyway. Look at the nice broth that came from the bone broth, and also cooking the meat and vegetables here, adding turmeric and other spices. That's a hearty bowl of soup. That's a nice way to start our week. So put together some soup from your kitchen, things that you may have had left over from the week, or some nice fresh vegetables that you bought just to make the soup. It's all good. Thanks for watching my Sunday night soup recipe.